Well, it all started as a childhood dream, really. When I was a little boy, there was a local circus that used to come called James Brothers Circus, and I used to watch them from our school was sort of like a big block of flats, effectively, and the top room was the geography room, and I used to look out the window of the geography room and see the circus there. And I went there, and they gave me a job. But first of all, I was just mucking out elephants and bears and penguins, funnily enough. There's all sorts of things. I had to clean all those out. And then one day, my mum dressed me up for the carnival, dressed me up as a clown. So I did the carnival as a clown. I went down to the circus and asked if I could go in the ring. So they gave me an opportunity to go in the ring, and it's just sort of evolved from there, really.
So you think you fell in love with it looking out the school window? That's a fantastic start to a career.
Yeah. Well, it was quite magical in them days, well, because the circus was there, and then there was another field there, and then the school, and that field there was where they tethered the animals. So there was camels and llamas and zebras and all sorts of stuff just tied in the field there, and it just all seemed so amazing and magical. I just sort of fell in love with it, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now you've ended up and it's your circus, so there's got to be an amazing story about that journey as well.
Well, yeah, that's sort of a continuation of the dream, really. I started working at a circus, then my dream was to have my own circus. And when the circus left, I used to still dress up and do shows for the local kids and things like that, just in my back garden. And I went to work for another circus then. I worked James Brothers first of all, worked with them for a while, and then I ran away. I was 13, I think, when I first ran away with the circus. I ran away 4 times, and then my parents went to visit the circus and said, look, he's going to keep running away. Can you look after him, make sure he's okay, make sure he goes to school? So they did. I went to school. Every place I went to, every week I was at a different school. And I still had to muck out the elephants, but then I had to get washed and changed and go to school, come back, get ready for the show.
And at the time, what are you doing? Saving money from what you're earning in order to one day have this dream?
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, back them days, I was only getting enough money just to live, really. I was only a young lad. But then I met Amanda, my wife now, and her mum and dad had a little tiny circus that used to go down into the Shalley Park. So now I left the bigger shows to go with that little show to be with her. We took a contract in the Caribbean, Amanda and I, for fantastic money, because the contract was in French and I didn't understand it properly. So what I thought I was getting a week, when I got out there, I found out I was getting that a day. So I was on fantastic money. Every day they kept coming around giving me these envelopes. So, yeah, so that's where the main money came from. Amanda's mum and dad's show was really sort of tired and looking bad, so we came back with all that money. So we bought a new tent, bought seats, bought lights and everything. And then the year after, they didn't want to go anymore, so we already had this equipment, so we opened on our own and carried on from there, really.
And did you take over at a time when animals were allowed, or animals had stopped being allowed?
It was sort of on the line there, really. They still were allowed, but it was starting to phase out, really.
And now, talk about that transition from animals to what the show is now.
Yeah, it was sad at the time, that because I always had the dream that I'd have the lions and tigers and elephants and everything, but it just wasn't feasible anymore. So when we first opened, we just had horses. But even as time went on, it became clear that people didn't want the animals at all. Yeah, so we slowly moved. I realised then if we're going to have no animals at all, we've got to have a spectacular show. So we slowly just built the show up and made it better and better, spent thousands on lights and sound systems, and just made it into what you would expect to see via the television, really, if it was Britain's Got Talent or something like that.
Talk a bit about the business aspect of it, Russell. Is it difficult making something like this work in 2025?
It's incredibly difficult now, because legislation is an absolute nightmare, health and safety is a nightmare, but the biggest problem we've got now is bringing the international artists in. Just the paperwork is an absolute nightmare now to bring in. Like we had a troupe of 7 Kenyans, for example, that was supposed to come into the country, and we submitted all the paperwork, the visas, the health checks and everything else. Cost, I think it's approximately £1,500 per person to submit all this paperwork, and out of the 7, 1 was accepted. So we had to put in an appeal, and when you put in an appeal, you pay all over again. So we put in an appeal, and then we had 2 more accepted, so we had 3. So we managed to get at least 3 in for the show. But that's just an example of the nightmare that we have to go in for every performer that we book in.
Going forward, are you always rotating the performers? How long do the performers stay with you? As long as they want, or how do you work it?
It depends. Because we do a lot of the same venues every year, and especially because we do a full summer season here in Mablethorpe, the show has to change every year. So it really depends on the performers. If the performers can adapt and change and do something else, then we'll keep them. But if they can only do that one routine and we can't do anything else with them, then sadly we have to change them.
And how is a day-to-day thing for the performer? I mean, it's quite technical, or it certainly appears to be what they're doing.
Yeah.
But will they be in the ring in the daytime practicing to keep?
Yeah, in the daytime and in the evenings often when the show finishes. Yeah, they're constantly practicing, especially, as I say, if they want to come back again next year, they have to put a new routine together, so they'll be practicing a new routine.
Wow.
Yeah. Even Adela with the hair hanging, for example, she's been with us, I think, 3 years now, and it's always been hair hanging, but she's just totally altered the storyline and the theme and things like that, and just made it completely different.
That looked painful. Is she in pain?
No. It's something she's done since she was a little girl. And I think you also need a special type of hair to be able to do it. If you've got thin hair, you'll end up looking like Kojak doing it, so it would work too well.
Now, you're Wilbo.
Yeah.
Right, okay, Wilbo. And one day, I understand...
Yeah, well, this will be mine.
Yeah?
I have to pay all the bills.
Yeah?
And, yeah.
Yeah, can't wait, can you?
Fortunately.
Yeah, you can't wait. Right, look, what are we going to do?
Well, we're going to learn how to spin a plate.
Okay.
So what you want to do, you want to keep your arms straight, do little circle motions with your wrist, then just...
Oh, it's easy. You've made it look so easy. Watch
Yeah.
this. Oh, wait. Oh, you're the youngest professional clown in England.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Wow. How old are you?
I'm 13.
You're tall for 13. Are you sure? You got any ID? Fire! Fire! Hey! I missed! I'm on fire! I'm still on fire! I'm on fire still! Ah! Is it out? Is it out? Thank you. Here's the man who's just saved my life. What's your name?
Alex.
Alex.
Alex the fireman.
Alex the fireman. Now, where are you from? Tell us about your history and how you got into the circus, Alex.
Oh, I've been manufactured in Romania half of my life.
Manufactured?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the other half I lived in Holland.
Okay.
Yes, I like Holland. Cheese. Yes.
And how do you get into this, thinking I'm going to involve myself in the circus? What's your story?
Oh, I used to love horses, and that's how I got to the circus, because my mom met a circus guy, a stunt guy with the horses, and yeah, and he couldn't get rid of me, and then I ended up being in the circus.
And how long has the fireman been your thing?
Well, the fireman started when I did all my best to stop thinking.
Stop thinking?
Yes, because I was thinking loads and loads and loads, and I tend to get very hot in my head. And it happens a few times.
And your head's set on fire?
Yes.
That just happened to me.
Yes! I told you, calm down, don't think too much, yes.
Thank you for putting me out. You've saved my life. So you've been in the circus for many years?
Yes, many years. I started when I was 17, and I'm 48 this year. Is my hair okay?
And you look beautiful. And the act involves quite technical. Describe that to somebody who hasn't seen what you do. There's a ladder, if you remember.
Yes. I have a big ladder and a small ladder, a water pump, binocular. Ladder, why I like ladder? I like ladder because it changes perspectives.
Yes.
You know, it's like a life. You go up, you see different perspectives and stuff like this. Yes, very philosophical. So, and I like spinning on ladders. Why? Because that makes me a little bit like change the perspectives again and set me with the balance when I'm on the ladder. You know?
I do.
And then when I calm down, when I wipe my sweat, then I realize I'm calm. The solution is so close by. I can put the fire off with a cloth, like we did now with the bucket.
Yeah.
How simple was that?
Eventually you got the fire out last night. Yeah, no spoilers, but the fire did go out last night. Well done.
Yes, I stopped thinking.
I'm Cassie Milard.
Cassie Milard, from where?
From Australia.
Yes, it's Melbourne to Mablethorpe on this story. Now, we saw you trapezing. Tell us about the history of how you became brave enough to go up there?
Well, I started in my 20s. I started doing flying trapeze. And
But wait a minute, because people don't just start doing flying, do they? I mean, it never occurred to me or anyone I've ever met in life to just say, do you know what I've started this week? People start swimming or something. They don't start doing the flying trapeze. So how did you pick that?
A couple of my friends were doing it in my hometown, and I just started with them and developed it a bit more and went into different styles of trapeze, and that's how I became to do this trapeze.
Wow. And are you in danger? Obviously it looks to the crowd like you're in danger, but could you put a foot wrong and land on that?
Oh, of course there's risk involved, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but it's sort of like a scary fun, so you get to enjoy it.
That's a brave thing to say, scary fun. I've just experienced scary fun. My head was on fire a minute ago, you know.
Sure was.
Yeah, absolutely. So how much practice and years of practice does it take to be able to do a show like that?
For me, I practiced really solidly for 2 months straight, 6 hours a day to get a routine on trapeze and then develop the skills over years. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you remember the first time you stepped out in front of a crowd? Was there extra nerves there? Because that's the time I would be thinking, this is when I'm going to get it wrong, when I've got it right every other time.
I think you've got to have a confidence in yourself to be able to stand in front of people and do anything like we do. So there's an element of like fear that when you go out and you're trying something new in front of a crowd, like obviously you're a bit more nervous, but that's a good thing in a way. It keeps it fresh.
I think a cat just, as you were talking, I thought, I think I can see a cat. Here we are.
It's a bit wet.
It's an actual cat. Oh, it's the circus cat.
Yeah.
The Fireman. My favourite actor's a clown.
Trapeze.
Having a great time, and we're really impressed. We've never been to this circus before.
It was absolutely brilliant, lovely atmosphere, different show every year, and really good fun.
Absolutely brilliant. I've laughed and laughed and laughed. There's some amazing acts in there, roller skates and girls on trapezes. Absolutely brilliant. Get yourself down here and enjoy a couple of hours of really good value entertainment.